Now on Nightside, the Spokane Police Department says crime rates are at a 6-year low. What's driving the drop?
The fog is back in many locations tonight. I'll let you know where to expect a dark and gray start to Wednesday and when the wet weather will return in the first alert forecast.
And the search continues for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Why police believe she was taken against her will. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Well, despite what you might see or hear on social media, new data shows crime rates in Spokane are the lowest they've been in 6 years. Good evening, and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. Take a look here. These are the latest numbers Spokane police presented to city leaders. All person and property crimes are down 22% from 2019. Some offenses, like burglary, are down 34%. Spokane Police Chief Kevin Hall says this follows a nationwide trend. But there are certain things he says his department is doing especially well, like addressing homicides.
I think what sometimes gets missed is the incredible clearance rate that our major crimes unit has when it comes to homicides. It's almost 100%, and all of that drives reductions in crime by pulling people who are dangerous off the streets.
Chief Hall also highlighted data-driven hotspot policing, where officers increase their presence in high crime areas, as well as the department having its best year retaining officers since the pandemic. Chief Hall acknowledges the numbers may not match how residents feel about safety, but says changing perceptions can take time, even when crime statistics show improvement. One of the 2 men at the center of last year's ICE protest in downtown Spokane is now home. Joshua Slater Rodriguez Torres was arrested last June outside of an ICE facility in what was supposed to be a routine check-in. His arrest, along with the arrest of Cesar Alexander Alvarez Perez, led to protesters sitting in front of buses for hours, even interlocking hands to prevent them from being sent to an immigration detention center in Tacoma. According to former City Council President Ben Stuckert, who knew the 2 men before they were arrested, a federal judge found Joshua's detention violated his constitutional rights. Stuckert shared this photo of him celebrating a late birthday with Joshua, thanking everyone who showed up to the protest and also thanking people who donated to help cover the legal fees to help bring him home. The search continues in Arizona for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The sheriff says he believes Nancy was taken against her will. Here's ABC's Melissa Adon with the latest.
Today marks the 3rd day of the search for Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, who investigators say was abducted from her Tucson home in the middle of the night. The Pima County Sheriff's Department and FBI fielding hundreds of calls, and they say they still have no idea who took her.
We have a job to do, and we have someone's life who is in jeopardy. And so job number 1 is we got to find her.
Guthrie, who lives alone, was last seen by her children Saturday night. The following morning, friends alerted the family she missed church. The sheriff launching a massive search with help from the FBI, using dogs, drones, helicopters, and heat-seeking sensors. But by Monday, that search was pulled back. Law enforcement says Nancy was taken against her will. Tonight, sheriffs are now saying they're reviewing possible ransom notes as part of the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. ABC affiliate K-Gun says it received one of the letters, which it forwarded to law enforcement. Officials say they are investigating if any of these letters are legitimate.
We are following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you.
The sheriff says no DNA results have identified any suspects. While there are security cameras at the home, they still haven't been able to access the footage, and say one camera that was attached to the front of the home is missing. Tonight, the president calling the situation terrible, saying he would reach out to the Today Show host and send more federal agents when asked.
I'm going to call her later on. I think it's a terrible thing. I always got along very good with Savannah. Very unusual situation, but we're going to find out.
Savannah Guthrie asking for prayers, writing in a post, bring her home. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Yeah, such a bizarre story. All right, Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now. Chris, we thought the fog might be here already, but it sounds like it's set to return a little bit later tonight, at least in Spokane.
Yes, exactly. In fact, as we take a look right now at our live sky cam looking over the Numerica Veterans Arena, this time yesterday we couldn't even see the arena across the street, just a little bit of light with the dense fog. That doesn't mean that we do not have fog development developing around the region, just not in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene yet. However, we do have some denser fog around Wenatchee, up through the Grand Coulee area, also in the Northeast Mountains, around the Sandpoint area, reporting 1 mile visibility there. And you can see on the Skycam from Sandpoint, it's not dense fog by any means, but it is beginning to increase. We will see the fog building into Spokane and Coeur d'Alene through tomorrow morning, mainly on the Spokane side of the border, in through the Columbia Basin and down through the Tri-City area. Here's a closer look. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning with some dense fog in Spokane Valley, out on the West Plains, but that should clear very early in the day. We're not going to be left with bright blue skies. We still have some high and mid-level clouds drifting through. So once the fog clears, expect mostly to partly cloudy skies. Hopefully we'll get enough sunshine that we'll be headed up to a high of 50 degrees. 37 is our average high. We have more 50s in the forecast, plus some wet weather for the weekend and some bigger changes in the 8 to 14 day forecast that might be good news for snow in the mountains. I'll explain in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Many Haitians in Spokane are worried about being deported. Their temporary protected status, which allows people to work and live in the U.S., was set to expire today. But a judge blocked the Department of Homeland Security from ending that protected status, at least for now. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown says 500 Haitians made a new home in Spokane after a deadly earthquake in their country in 2010. We spoke with local nonprofits that have been working with these refugees.
Yes, someday it would be great if many of these folks could return home to a safe and prosperous country. But right now, it's just inhumane for the United States to send people to places where their lives are going to be threatened, or they may starve to death because there's no resources.
Pastor Luke Jasmine of Jasmine Ministries has been holding services for Spokane's Haitian community, offering faith and hope to those fearing deportation. He tells community members God sees them and encourages them to pray during their difficult time. Several universities in Washington are facing significant cuts, and that includes Washington State University. WSU says it may have to cut some of its majors. The university says it's already made significant cuts to its administrative staff across different campuses because of previous budget cuts, with another 3% cut proposed by the state that would kick in next school year. It's now considering eliminating some of the majors it offers.
Where do we have programs that have enrolled? We do have some, no more than 2 to 5 students a year for the past 4 years. So where is the demand not really there anymore?
The University of Washington would also see a 3% cut from the state, and Eastern Washington is facing a 1.5% cut. All right, the Seahawks are heading back to the Super Bowl, and quarterback Sam Darnold is a big reason why. Our Mia Green explains.
Well, the Seahawks' path to the Super Bowl starts behind center. Sam Darnold guided the Hawks offense all season, and they're now 5 days away from football's biggest stage. Darnold is in his first full season with the Seahawks and ignited a comeback for the ages. During regular season, he threw for 4,048 yards, 25 touchdowns with a 67.7% completion rate, leading Seattle to a 14-3 record. And in the postseason, Darnold dominated. He threw for 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, which helped lead the Hawks to their first Super Bowl in 11 years. On opening night, Darnold spoke about what this team and the city of Seattle means to him.
Again, like Seattle, just from the get, right when I got here, it felt like home, and it feels like home. And, I'm just so thankful for John and Mike believing in me, and, all the players in that locker room for believing in me, and for me to just be able to go out there and do nothing more than my job on every single play. And I think that's a very, very secure feeling as a quarterback.
Darnold and the Seahawks will face the Patriots this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. in Santa Clara. The Super Bowl is right around the corner, but we have more sports for you later in the show, and you'll hear from the Spokane Chiefs' new captain. But for now, back to you, Derek.
All right, Mia, thank you. As we get closer to the showdown in Santa Clara, some superfans in Othello have gone all out to show their Seahawks pride. Roger and Sharon Enns have decorated nearly every part of their house in blue and green Seahawks swag. They did this over 10 years ago, just after the Seahawks won Super Bowl 48. Since then, the house has become a landmark in Othello, drawing in all kinds of visitors.
The greatest memory ever was watching the tour bus drive up to our house. and the players getting off the bus, the cheerleaders, Blitz was here, the band. That was the most amazing day ever.
Yeah, I'll bet. The couple plans to watch the Super Bowl from their Seahawks home and hopes to see the team win the Lombardi Trophy for the second time in franchise history. Super Bowl media availability continues in San Francisco, and while Gonzaga isn't a football school, there are a handful of Zags working ahead of the game. 4 seniors from Gonzaga's integrated media department kicked off their visit with Super Bowl opening night last night. Students interviewed players from both the Seahawks and the Patriots and will turn stories on the events throughout the week. This trip is an ideal hands-on learning opportunity for students.
One of the biggest things thus far is just traveling to a place I've never been, kind of stepping out of my comfort zone. I think that's really valuable for college kids. You know, going to Gonzaga out of high school is one thing, that's one comfort zone eclipsed, but leaving Gonzaga during the middle of a semester to go to San Francisco and cover Super Bowl Media Week is a whole nother level, and I'm definitely feeling it.
One of our interns, Natalie, that's her right there, is on that trip. Gonzaga is one of a handful of schools covering the Super Bowl, along with some of the top media programs in the country, like Syracuse and Arizona State. And just a reminder, we'll be bringing you coverage of the biggest football game of the year, and I'll be there alongside sports director Jack Wallace. Our live coverage from the Bay Area starts tomorrow morning. We're flying out in about 10 hours from right now. All right, still ahead, some of your favorite snacks could be cheaper the next time you visit the grocery store. We'll tell you which ones. And the fog is returning. We'll tell you when it's expected to clear up again after the break. Don't go away.
Plan your day with Matt Gray, only on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by CARD, the Center for Asbestos-Related Diseases.
Do you toss and turn at night? I'm Robin Nance. From falling asleep faster to waking up feeling refreshed, I'll break down the sleep strategies that actually help you get better rest. Thursday on Good Morning Northwest.
Dear Winter, we're coming. Our squad of vehicles, with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of our game. Bundle up. Toyota. Toyota has 25 all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles, more than any other brand. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now. Extreme.
After a car wreck, Big Insurance moves fast to protect themselves, not you.
I called Craigsoft and Associates. They not only fought for me, but treated me fairly every step of the way.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
You called us. We didn't call you. Why? When you walk in and you see a woman dead on the ground, blood everywhere, and you don't offer her assistance, why?
I'm a black man in the middle of a white neighborhood. I didn't want nothing to do with that.
So you weren't really prepared for what you were about to find?
No.
2020, Friday night on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
This show is wonderful, Jimmy.
You're defending democracy.
Yes!
People have spoken.
There's a lot more to come, so save your energy here.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now, and we are getting some return of precipitation in the area here pretty soon, yeah?
Yes, and we were just talking, it's actually good timing for Super Bowl viewing because will be nothing to do outside on Sunday.
And you got until mid-afternoon, really, to get some of that stuff in.
Exactly. So let's take a look at your 4 things to know. We have got more fog for tomorrow. Partial clearing late. I think it will be clearer earlier in the day. It is going to be unseasonably warm, and we have some rain coming in on the weekend. It's looking like most, if not all of it, will be on Sunday. Tracking our weather pattern, high pressure in control right now, but we are on the far northern extent of that ridge. So even though we are not getting the benefit of any storms. They're all getting sent to the north. We are close enough that we're getting plenty of clouds. We get the fog and the clouds, the worst of both systems. But as we go through Thursday, Friday, we start to see this ridge sink off to the south, weaken, and that's going to put us in more of a westerly flow as we get into Saturday. Plenty of clouds streaming through and eventually some precipitation, but I do think it's going to hold off until early Sunday morning and into Super Bowl Sunday afternoon. You can just snuggle up with your coffee and snacks and enjoy. Nothing to be done outside by the time the game is on. Our high temperature trend over the next 7 days, this white line is average, well above average. It starts off at 37 degrees. By this time next week, it's 38. We're going to be in the 50s and 40s through the 7-day forecast, but trending colder by this time next week. And our extended outlook, this is the 8 to 14 day, February 11th through the 17th, has us in that gray area in between areas of above and below average temperatures. So we are trending toward average. That would put us in the upper 30s. And if this holds true, which there is a growing consensus that it is, above average precipitation, that should mean some snow in the mountains. Snowpack, as well as the ski resorts, likely going to see that shift in the weather pattern that could really turn things around. Wednesday's high temperatures not looking much like ski weather, in the 40s and 50s around the region, right around Spokane, lower 50s through the I-90 corridor. A few spots staying in the 40s, 50 in Meade, 52 in Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls, 51 tomorrow in Hayden. Your planning forecast, plan on fog for the next few mornings with a mix of sun and clouds, but more clouds than sun during the afternoon. We start to bring in that chance of showers Saturday, most likely. It's all going to be Sunday, possibly lingering into Monday and Tuesday. Overnight lows dropping next week, so our snow level is going to be dropping as well. We may see some snow in the higher terrain next week. Pick of the night tonight. Isn't this a pretty sight? It's hard to tell how amazing the pavilion looks unless you are standing underneath it. It is so pretty in the Seahawks colors and the 12 on the clock tower. This incredible image from our friend James Richmond, who supplies so many of the photos that you see in the backgrounds on the 4 News Now First Alert Weather Team graphics.
Yeah. Even driving by on the Washington Bridge, it looks pretty cool. All right, while home buyers seem to have an advantage in the housing market right now, a new study from LendingTree says renting may be the smarter financial move. In cities like San Francisco and New York City, mortgages can run between $3,200 to $4,000 plus each month. The study found renting in those cities is close to $1,600 cheaper per month. But on the other side of the spectrum, cities like Phoenix and Orlando have a very small gap between rent and mortgage costs. And you may soon see the price of your favorite snacks drop by 15%. PepsiCo, which makes brands like Doritos, Lay's, and Cheetos, says it's slashing prices in response to customer complaints about cost. PepsiCo's U.S. CEO said they recognize customers are feeling the financial strain, and the price cuts are meant to ease that pressure. Shoppers should start seeing lower prices this week. The products will get new labels highlighting the reduced prices. PepsiCo says retailers still set final shelf prices, though, so savings may vary by store. It is tax season, and a new law brings new deductions. After the break, we'll tell you what you need to know before you file. Stay with us.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
To Leo, buy one, get one snacks means maximizing his savings potential. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
First, at Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. Where delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
All across America.
Good morning. Hello.
Wherever we are.
It's good to be home.
It feels like home.
When's the last time we dropped our things and went? Woke up somewhere that we both never been. Growing up doesn't mean
Good morning. How are you?
At the start of the day, letting us into your home. Putting the good in your morning.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA. It's an invitation to come together. Brighten your morning.
I'm George. How are you?
And the day ahead.
To Oliver, eating here instead of buying a stadium hot dog is like putting away $20. With the Wells Fargo mobile app, tracking his savings is simple. Whoops.
Book your stay and play today at MissaquaCasinoHotel.com.
Welcome back to Nightside. Last night, we told you about this mountain lion that was spotted at Lewis Clark State College in Lewiston. But today, wildlife officials announced they euthanized the cougar this morning. Idaho Fish and Game says the decision to put the animal down was due to public safety concerns. They asked anyone who sees a mountain lion to notify them so they can assess the public safety risks. All right, now for some of our top trending stories in the 4 News Now Story Tracker. After more than 3 decades, Cattails Wildlife Center in Meade is considering relocating. The executive director for the facility says highway noise and space limitations are among the key reasons why. A committee will weigh the options of either moving to a new facility or investing in improvements to the existing location. Next, Washington's new 10% sales tax on gold, silver, and precious coins has driven many people to head to North Idaho instead, boosting business at Idaho coin and pawn shops. Washington store owners say they're seeking to reinstate tax exemptions to remain competitive. And topping the list, construction on the long-awaited North Spokane corridor is making progress. The Department of Transportation says phase 1 of 3 is complete. Right now, construction is taking place off of Sprague and Green Street, where workers are installing rebar cylinders. The project is still estimated to be completed in 2030. You can find each of these stories and much more by going to our website, kxoy.com. Well, it is tax season, and this is the first year everyone will be filing under President Donald Trump's 2025 tax law. The law includes changes for parents and workers who receive tips and overtime. For parents, there was a boost in the child tax credit, increasing from $2,000 to $2,200 for each child under 17 years old. For tipped workers, the law eliminates taxes on tips, allowing eligible workers to deduct up to $25,000. And hourly workers who earned overtime may also benefit with a deduction of up to $12,500. There are also changes for senior citizens.
Anyone over 65 filing a tax return gets an extra $6,000 deduction on top of their standard deduction or itemized deduction, just for being 65 or older.
There are also new deductions for people who receive digital payments through Venmo or Cash App for goods or services, or if you purchase a new vehicle this year. So the IRS recommends spending time researching what's available before filing. Cases of the norovirus are on the rise across the country. For what you should do if you come down with a stomach bug this winter, here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
Norovirus, often called the stomach bug, is once again on the rise. This highly contagious virus causes sudden vomiting and diarrhea and can affect people of all ages. Norovirus spreads easily through food or drink contaminated with the virus, as well as through hand-to-mouth contact after touching infected surfaces, objects, or someone who is already sick. That makes frequent and thorough hand washing the most effective way to protect yourself. If you do come down with a stomach bug, drink plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration and consider Tylenol or ibuprofen to help with fever or body aches. Most people feel better within 1 to 3 days, but children under 5, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems face a higher risk of serious complications. You should contact a doctor if you show signs of dehydration or are unable to keep any food or fluids down. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
All right, the Spokane Chiefs have been looking for a leader to replace Berkeley Catton and finally named their captain.
Will McIsaac, the four-year vet, is the guy to step into that role. Our sports director, Jack Wallace, caught up with McIsaac on his reaction to the honor. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
You called us. We didn't call you. Why? When you walk in and you see a woman dead on the ground, blood everywhere, and you don't offer her assistance, why?
I'm a black man in the middle of a white neighborhood. I didn't want nothing to do with that.
So you weren't really prepared for what you were about to find.
2020, Friday night on ABC and stream on Disney Plus and Hulu.
You're home for Jay and Kevin in the morning.
I just wanna love somebody. You ain't nothing but a liar. Somebody pour me a drink.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
It's 2026, and Bill's Heating is celebrating the new year with an incredible offer. $26 tune-ups for a limited time. That's a full professional heating system check to keep your furnace running safely, efficiently, and reliably through the heart of winter. Our service trucks are already on the road, and when a Bill's Heating technician pulls into your driveway, you know your comfort is in good hands. So call 208-777-5528 now to schedule your $26 tune-up. Bill's Heating, comfort you can count on.
I'm Conan O'Brien, and I'm hosting the Oscars for the second time on March 15th. Why am I back? To settle some scores, take care of some unfinished business. Actually, I just left my mouth guard in the theater. They're expensive.
This is your community, and your stories deserve to be heard. At 4 News Now, we're here to listen, connect, and bring you the news that truly matters. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Thank you.
I got this.
Thanks. I'm Alex.
I'm Jade.
The Spokane Chiefs just named Will McIsaac their 38th captain, the Canadian leading the Spokane defense over the past 4 seasons. Our sports director, Jack Wallace, caught up with the Blue Liner on his journey and reaction to this huge honor.
Spokane Chiefs losing a player as elitely skilled as Berkeley Catton to the Seattle Kraken is a loss the Chiefs surely feel, but one that's overcomable. The Chiefs started the 2025-26 season captainless until head coach Brad Lauer made the call to promote one of his best, bright, young defensive stars.
You know, there was a couple guys we talked about, but, you know, he's the guy that his name kept coming up, and I think he represents what we want to be on and off the ice.
In his 4th season with the Spokane Chiefs and 2nd as an assistant captain, the next step only felt natural for Will McIsaac.
It's an honor and something that I've kind of dreamed about since my first day here. Just trying to take all the stuff I've learned from the old guys and bring that into our locker room.
And that captain for us is going to be Will McIsaac.
The 19-year-old Vancouverite swaps his A patch for a captain's C on his jersey, an honor he's still letting sink in.
Not a lot of thoughts, I think just a lot of excitement initially, and then obviously just right away kind of talking with the leadership group and kind of talking what we need to work on and all the little things going through that with Lau.
McIsaac also shared how much Catton taught him to lead by example.
Just bringing his practice habits, bringing a guy along with him, or you know, taking charge in a game, whether that's a hit or a shot or just changing the momentum. I really liked all that stuff he did.
Coach Lauer added how this change can help right the ship of a middling season, one that finds Spokane sitting 9th in the Western Conference.
You know, I think it gives him that status where now he can, if he sees something, he can say something. He can be emotionally more involved into situations with the team and his players, and you know, I think that helps us tremendously.
Reporting in Spokane, Jack Wallace, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Jack. And for some high school hoops action, we have Lewis and Clark hosting Ferris. Elsie's band was pretty lively. The Saxons got rolling. Sadrian Sarto looking for a bucket. He's double teamed, but the Rocks still found the net. The Tigers said not so fast. Bounce feed to Gus Genn. He drills a 3 and is fired up after that. And the Tigers are at it again. This time it was Brady Dowling in the paint. He shoots. It was up and in for LC. LC did go on to win that one on their home court, final score of 67-48. And over at Meade High School, the Panthers hosted the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups. Meade's student section was hyped up. And Bullpups' Dylan Groves shoots, misses, but gets the rebound and the putback bucket. And Jack Pierce taking it coast to coast. The rock spins around the rim, and that's another G-Prep bucket. The Panthers were looking for a response, though, fed to Brady Thornton. He drains an easy 3, inching their lead closer to the Bullpups, but G-Prep did go on to win it by a 6-point margin. Final score from that one, 66-60. And the former Eague Cooper Cup is set to play in the Super Bowl with the Seahawks just 5 days away. He played for Eastern Washington from 2013 to 2016 and rewrote the record books, finishing with 73 touchdowns and 6,464 yards. Cup spoke about his time with the now head coach, Aaron Best at EWU.
My time with Coach Best, I mean, he was the O-line coach when I was there. Had a lot of great conversations with him, you know, through my years. And I mean, it was just awesome in terms of seeing him coach and develop players, and has done an incredible job over there.
He will play in his second Super Bowl this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. And well, Derek, you'll be in the Bay tomorrow. I know that we just talked about counting down the hours till takeoff.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled for you.
Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully the Seahawks get the W this time, so I'm not 0-2 covering them in Super Bowls. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the return of the Muppet Show. Back on the very stage where it all started and then ended, and is maybe starting again depending on how tonight goes.
You are an icon.
You're too sweet. Go on.
It's always been a dream of mine to be here.
Ooh, got any other dreams?
You see the look on his face? Hilarious.
I know how you feel. Because I was right here.
My biggest fear was on that.
Always waiting for me.
But I knew I was never alone.
And I would get through it. Because people care.
So walk right in.
Get back on.
Step right up. And to everyone who sees anyone bullying, don't just watch. Act.
Together, we can put an end to bullying.
You can learn more at disney.com/choose-kindness.
At 4 News Now, we're part of this community, sharing your stories, listening to your voice, and delivering the news that matters most to you. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Well, Disney announced today that Josh D'Amaro will be taking over for Bob Iger as CEO. D'Amaro is the current chair of Disney Experiences, overseeing the theme parks and resorts. He will formally take over the role on March the 18th. And the Muppet Show is set to return tomorrow. Kermit and Miss Piggy, along with the rest of the Muppets, are set to take the stage in the original Muppet Theater. The special episode will feature pop star Sabrina Carpenter, actress Maya Rudolph, and executive producer Seth Rogen. The episode premieres tomorrow at 9 p.m. You can watch it right here on ABC.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about all those cool people behind the scenes. How could we miss?
The planning forecast plan on some fog, dry weather, and seasonably warm through the next 3 days. And then we bring in some rain as we get into the weekend, mostly Sunday into Monday.
All right. Thanks so much for being with us here on 4 News Now Nightside. Don't forget, you can wake up with Good Morning Northwest starting at 5 a.m.